अभी तक हमने सर से स्क्रीनिंग के बारे में जाना और फॉर द ऑडियंस हु आर सीइंग फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, विंग कमांडर कपिल राव Tantla sir was a assessor in 3 AFSB Gandhinagar previously, and sir has also served in various AFSB centers. Sir has got a rich experience in assessing candidates and also in service, more than 2 decades of service sir ने करी है. So sir, now in this session we will cover regarding phase 2 part of SSB, which is psych, GTO and interview, thereafter the conference. So sir, in psych predominantly the thematic apperception test, जो जिसको TAT बोलते हैं. Sir, what should be the approach and what exactly assessors are looking in that part, sir?
Okay, Pallab, first of all, thank you very much for inviting at your platform, and hello candidates. This thematic apperception test, this becomes the first part of your assessment, as when you are cleared screening, you are screened in and then issued with the fresh test numbers. The psychological test starts, which is of duration 2.5 hours. And with that duration, you will have to keep sitting there and writing your exam. You will not be permitted to leave the examination hall, right? So as a series of the tests, the first test which you come across is thematic apperception test, right? In which the aim of this test is to check your perception level, how you are perceiving things, number one, as a social element in that picture which is being shown to you. Whatever you are writing there, you think that you are a director, you're writing for others. It's not that. Each and every candidate or each and every character which you are trying to comment upon in the story, it is nothing but it has got significance with your personality, right? And the first character which you are writing, obviously, because it has got lot many intensity with respect to your personality, that becomes a first and prime object to concentrate upon. So this is just for understanding that whatever you are writing in the stories, it is nothing but it is originating from your mind, from your unconscious part of the mind. आप कितना भी रट करके आए हैं, कितना भी stories के कुछ भी story आ जाएंगी, मैं कुछ भी लिख दूंगा, so that it becomes very well fitted within the pattern. The test, suppose within the TAT, it has got a sinusoidal curve. So when you are starting the TAT, that is the time you are in your conscious mind. Whatever you are writing, आप बड़े सजग हैं उस समय, आपको पता है आप क्या लिख रहे हैं और आप बड़ा अच्छा सा बना करके लिखते हैं. Then the conflict starts when the time starts, okay, running. Then time starts, there's a time pressure, performance anxiety, other things. It keeps bothering you, and then you are slowly you're entering through that subconscious mind to the unconscious part of the mind. And without your knowing, you are touching those issues which is being highlighted naturally to you. Okay, you need not to put some resistance towards that, because time is running out. Now you are fetching out the correct things which are actually there in your mind. So it comes out, and then again at the end of the time, when you are approaching towards the blank story, that is the 12th story, you are again regaining your consciousness, right? So then if you are having some conflicts because आप रट करके आए हैं चीजों को, so it becomes very easy, smooth sailing affair for us. We'll be able to pick up those aberrations in your personalities. Those conflicts comes very, very naturally. And it becomes a smooth sailing thing for us to, gauge your originality, what is your personality in terms of so-called officer-like qualities. These are the qualities मापदंड है वो हमारे लिए. This is just for understanding of the people that that there are certain rationally behind each and every quality which you are having. So every one of the population, they'll be having these qualities, but the intensity level will differ. Okay, for example, somebody is having more of practical intelligence, somebody is having less of practical intelligence, like that. We just want average people. Okay, average. It sounds surprising for you, but actually we require all the qualities at the same packed at the same average level. So that is a definition of average officer. Now, how he should prepare is, he should understand first of all what is expected out of the organization, and then he should be able to mold, or after understanding it becomes a natural affair for you कि हाँ मुझे जो मैं कर रहा हूँ ये सब चीजें मुझे प्रदर्शित करती है, तो आप नेचुरल रहें, चीजों को नेचुरली टैकल करें, और जितना आपके अंदर प्रैक्टिकल इंटेलिजेंस है, जितना आपके अंदर कॉन्फिडेंस है चीजों को करने का, जो रिलेट होता है आपके PIQ से, PIQ which you are not told about, but then PIQ is the mother document of the assessment for the psychologist as well as for the interviewing officer. So whatever the corroborations we are having, we will corroborate it with the evidence which you have written, the PIQ, in the most happiest moment of your life. Okay, you are happy that you are screened in, and that is the time when you are given the PIQ, and you write everything in the PIQ, and when we'll be able to relate it. What are the adventurous activity you have undertaken? What you are writing here? What is the mindset you are having? What is the education pattern you are having? Okay, is there any break in that? The education, the marks are declining. For what reasons they are declining? Declining is not a problem, but for what reasons? If that reason is, conducive in your personality, like you have been participating in an extracurricular activity, which is a sponsored activity by the school, obviously you have dedicated a lot of time and energy for that. That is why it could be a reason. But then other reasons like unsocial activities you are involved in, okay, or you are getting perturbed when the change of place is being taken place, or you are taken to a different school where you will get a different kind of social environment. You are not able to adjust with them. So these things will catch up, and then we'll come to know he's not a he's ill at ease with the company of others. Okay, so these things will also pick up from your story when you are doing exchanges within those characters and how you are tackling the issues there. Okay, as I covered earlier during the PPDT, if you are highlighting, if you are intensifying the situation, that means you are becoming an anxious person. So all these things.
Exactly, sir. Very detailed coverage of exactly how a candidate should prepare for that and how they can sync with that part of with the PIQ. Generally, PIQ is also known as कुंडली. अगर आप ध्यान से भरोगे तो वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट डॉक्यूमेंट बन जाता है और सिर्फ ध्यान से ही नहीं, उसको बहुत ही ग्रेविटी के साथ इम्पोर्टेंस भी दी जाती है, जैसे सर ने हाईलाइट करा है. Sir, one basic general question which comes up in TAT while they are preparing कि PPDT और टैट का अप्रोच सेम होता है इन जनरल, बट जो डिफरेंस होता है क्या वो कैसे वो हाईलाइट करा जा सकता है? जनरली लोग बोलते हैं कि सिर्फ बॉक्स और एक्शंस ही नहीं डालना होता है टैट में. इज देयर एनीथिंग सर व्हिच इज डिफरेंट इन पीपीडीटी एंड टैट?
टेक्निकली स्पीकिंग दे आर डिफरेंट एक्टिविटीज, और इसी चीज को कुछ बच्चे समझ भी नहीं पाते हैं. जब वो फर्स्ट फेज से सेकंड फेज में एंटर करते हैं तो जो रिसेंसी इफेक्ट है, जो अभी अभी उनको चीजें, they are so alert, okay, they are so alert and they conceive things very strongly, which is actually a disadvantage when they are being told ki now forget the previous briefing which I have given you. For this psych exam I am going to issue you a different set of instruction. That means now you are not able to understand, or you are so ignorant about the new instructions that you keep on following the earlier instructions. So TAT is different than the picture perception. How it is different? Because there you will not be required to, talk about the mood, gender, age, the characters. You are not supposed to write the title of the story. Okay, so all these technical differences are there. But yes, if you talk about the content of the stories, vis-a-vis seeing a picture, that ideology remains the same. Exactly. Okay. So that should be, taken care of by each and every candidate.
Yes. Generally, candidates write age of the character in the real story of TAT, which generally should be avoided, which even sir has highlighted. Age हो गया, mood हो गया, that is nowhere concerned in TAT. So stick to whatever is being instructed. So that is one tip which we can understand from what sir have told. Sir, moving on to the next part, like TAT के बाद होता है word association test. एंड जनरली टैट का इतना ज्यादा वेटेज माना जाता है, एंड फिर बैट और एसआरटी जो एक कोरिलेटिंग एस्पेक्ट आता है. तो हाउ अ कैंडिडेट शुड अप्रोच फॉर वर्ड एसोसिएशन टेस्ट एंड व्हाट routine practice he or she can do to excel in this part?
Okay, so again the WAT is again a confirmatory series, right?
Yes, sir.
Most of the personality traits which we are mapping out from the TAT, that is thematic apperception test, we are going to, again see for the confirmations wherever we are finding, a doubt in the case of, some shade of personality comes, which is doubtful, which is not consistent with the way it should have been, the organization dictates. So then we go for the confirmations, right? And when we are going through the responses for WAT, that is word association test, we just see whether the response which is being written there against a particular word, it is a universal fact, it is some scientific fact, or it is supposed to be known by each and every person. So that becomes a very monotonous kind of a thing, and that shows a limited originality, right? That means you cannot evolve further. You don't have your own ideas. So after knowing Newton's theory, or for that matter, the sun rises in east and sets in west. These are the facts and figures, which is a universal fact, right? If you cannot rise beyond that, the 15 second is given just to ensure that whether you are having a original concepts in your mind or not. If you cannot evolve beyond that, that means your inquisitiveness to know about things is lacking. And that personality will not be a great personality if you are going to shoulder him the responsibilities of being an officer. Another thing we should be borne in mind is you should not write a self-centric response during the word association test, right? What does it mean? That means if you talk about the group, if you're talking about the people around you, if you talk about the people at large, or the bigger thing, rather than focusing on your achievements, or when I'm talking about your achievement, it can be by you're suggesting some names also. Rahul is a brave boy, like that. Okay, so when these personal responses, agar responses are also indicating that you are not a team man. Okay, you are lacking those ideologies that should stand with the kind of concepts which is supposed to be there while interacting with people around you, while so that individualism should not come. The personal responses are sensitive with that. Then another thing is it should not be preaching. Okay, it should not be dictating. It should not be like advisory kind of sentences. That means it signifies that you have been given so many advices earlier, and since so many advices have been given to you, you are retaining them, and that also indicates the advices were given because you are not performing. Okay, so now you are expecting the same thing from others, and by revealing this, that you have been subjected to so many advices. So that means now again, that means you found wanting on those lines that you are not responsible person. Okay, you tend to be casual on the society norms, let it be organizational norms or whatever. Okay, and then sometimes you project, suppose headmaster is a word. Headmaster is the most strict person there in the institute. So that means you have been facing it. Okay, you have been facing it because he was found to be strict with you because you are a rule breaker. Okay, or you are not matching up with those requirements which our institute should have by the candidates. So all these things should be taken care of in word association test. Now talking about situation reaction test is again a confirmatory series. Okay, there'll be a lot of situation, real life situations. Now we would like to know how your responses to those kind of situations. Now I'm preparing some kind of environment around you. Okay, this is a leading environment which I'm presenting to you, and I would like to know how you are going to react in that kind of environment. So now, suppose, for example, if I say you have been returning late from the after watching a late night movie, and you see few armed people are running towards you, so people straightway they'll those people who are less confident, okay, underconfident, or those people who are fearful, those people who are anxiety prone, or those people who find always looks people with doubts, the strangers, okay, or they are introvert. So these kind of personalities, what they will write, they will say, okay, he'll dial 100 immediately, and he run away from that scene, or he hides himself somewhere. Okay, so because nowhere we have told that these people are going to attack you, so we are leaving these kind of ambiguities intentionally so as to bring the real self from the candidates in their responses. Yes. So similarly, all these SRTs to be taken care of by a candidate.
Yes, a very minutest coverage of everything. Basically, sir highlighted that ki BAT or SRT is confirmatory test. तो इवन टैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, इवन टैट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट, एंड टैट से एक जनरल पर्सपेक्टिव मिल जाता है एसेसर्स को, जैसे सर ने कहा। तो इवन सर हैज आल्सो हाइलाइटेड कि वैट एंड एसआरटी में क्या चीजें करनी है, क्या चीजें अवॉइड कर सकते हैं, कैसे अप्रोच रखना है। सो द लास्ट पार्ट ऑफ द साइक इज एसडी, एंड जनरली लोग एसडी के पीछे इतने पड़ जाते हैं कि एसडी हमारा बेस्ट होना चाहिए। सर डू दे इम्पैक्ट so significantly that it is very important to cover everything, or how what should be the approach in SD, sir?
देखो, जो मैंने बताया था कि एक साइनोसोइडल कर्व होता है when you are sleeping in your mind, unconscious part of the brain. So similarly, within the TAT, I explained you like 12th story and the first story, difference between these two and the middle stories. Okay, that is the main part. And when the time is mounting a pressure on your mind. Similarly, overall, when you see 2.5 hours, this is also under that sinusoidal curve. So this is the last test, right? So people are relaxed for the next 15 minutes. They are supposed to write the comments, the feedbacks in terms of feedbacks which they are getting from the society. Okay. Firstly, the opinion by the parents. Secondly, if you are a working professional, the opinion by your employer. Okay, and then by your colleague, and then what do you think about yourself and what you want to be. So similarly for students, it is in place of employer. It will be by teachers, and by in place of colleagues, it is your friends. Okay, co-mates. So what we expect from you there, we would like to know what is your insight and what is your motivation, right? So we capture these two things, insight and motivation, unless and until you project something different, more things in that. Okay, then also we will be looking at that. We would like to see whether you are true to yourself. Whatever the basic things are being told to you by your parents, by teachers, by your friends, you are understanding those things or not. Okay, nobody is a perfect person in the world, and the life gives lot of opportunity to correct yourself. There is nothing harm in writing, whatever problems you are facing, or you are being guided by them because they are elders. We'll come to know the whole, personality about you. First of all, with respect to your insight, आप actually हमें अब क्या थे वो तो हमें मालूम चल चुका है. Now we would like to hear it from your words, from your mouth. अगर आपको अपनी इनसाइट पता है, वो एरियाज पता है जहां पे आपको डेवलप करना है, दैट मींस यू आर इनसाइटफुल एंड यू विल बी एबल टू कवर इट अप थ्रू योर हार्ड वर्क एंड डेडिकेशन. अगर आप अभी भी झूठा अपने आप को बना रहे हैं, बाय वो स्टोरी रट करके आ रहे हैं, और वो बड़ी अच्छी चीजें आप लिख रहे हैं, उसमें तैयार करके आ रहे हैं, लाइक 12 स्टोरी ब्लैंक स्टोरी होती है और ये एसडी ब्लैंक एसडी भी रट करके लिख देते हैं लोग, तो वो अगेन इट सर्व्स अ पर्पस. It goes against you if you are not that kind of a person. Okay, and it becomes highlighted and it becomes an easy affair for us कि हमें आपका actual assessment तो हमने कर लिया है. Now you are giving a clue that you are an idiot, that you don't know about yourself.
Yes.
So how you are going to improve upon that? तो कहने का मतलब ये है कि जो जैसे स्क्रीन आवर्स, अगर आप स्क्रीन टाइम कोई रिड्यूस करने के लिए पेरेंट्स बोल रहे हैं, तो वो सबको बोलते हैं आजकल. अगर आपको मालूम है और आप भी लिख सकते हैं कि स्क्रीन टाइम रिड्यूस करना है मुझे, या आपने जंक फूड ईटिंग हैबिट्स को कम करना है, दे आर गुड. दैट मीन्स यू नो अबाउट दीज थिंग्स एंड दैट इज पर्टर्बिंग यू एंड यू आर एमिंग फॉर दैट, राइट? And then we'll see what you want to be, what you would like to be, or what you're looking forward. So if you are talking about jogging, exercising, yoga, meditation, if you really do that, okay, because psych को तो वैसे ही मालूम चल जाता है और इंटरव्यूइंग ऑफिसर को भी मालूम चल जाता है.
Exactly.
when it takes your PIQ and it starts interacting with you, उनको भी पता लग जाता है. तो अगर आप वो करते हैं तब वो लिखेंगे, अच्छी बात है. तो इसका मतलब you are insightful, you are motivated, and then finally when you are writing what you want to be, obviously you would like to know कि जो आप जिस काम के लिए अभी बैठे हैं, जिसका एग्जाम चल रहा है, are you having a hunger for that position or not? आपके दिमाग में उसको लेकर के क्या है, और आप अफसर बनना चाहते हैं, लेकिन किस लिए बनना चाहते हैं? अगर ये चीज आप लिख सकते हैं वहां पर, वो रीजन क्या था, आप क्या क्या देखते हैं कि आपको क्या चाहिए अफसर बनने के बाद में, आप क्या करना चाहते हैं, वो सब चीजें आप लिखेंगे, तो इट विल बी अ गुड सेल्फ डिस्क्रिप्शन विच इज इंसाइटफुल and it shows that you are enough motivated. That means you are a right person to be picked.
सो होलिस्टिक कवरेज सर रिगार्डिंग एसडी, क्योंकि जनरली एसडी में लोग सोचते हैं कि बहुत टाइम देंगे एंड दे विल मेक इट, बट गेम इज ऑलरेडी ओवर अगर आप टैट वैट एसआरटी में नहीं कर रहे हो तो। द वेरी फाइनेस्ट ऑफ द एस्पेक्ट सर हैज कवर्ड कि आप अपने वीकनेस को किस तरीके से हाईलाइट कर रहे हो। वीकनेस एज इन मतलब किस तरीके अपनी शॉर्टकमिंग, जैसे स्क्रीन टाइमिंग हो गया, जंक फूड्स हो गया, जो जनरली पेरेंट्स कन्वे करते हैं या फ्रेंड्स बोलते हैं, टीचर्स बोलते हैं। समटाइम्स टीचर्स ऑल्सो से और एम्प्लॉयर से दैट कि आपको लाइक थोड़ी कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स पे काम करनी है। सो ऑल दोस थिंग्स आर ट्रेनेबल, एंड जिस तरीके से सर ने कहा कि जो चीज़ आपको ऑलरेडी पता है तो यू आर ऑलरेडी अ गुड कैंडिडेट, तो दैट इज हाउ एस डी वर्क्स। सर एनी मूल मंत्र फॉर एवरीथिंग इन साइक, बेसिकली साइक की कैसी माइंडसेट रखनी है इन वन सिंगल लाइन और वन टू सिंगल लाइंस, सो दैट कैंडिडेट कैन reframe it whenever they go for a psych test?
हाँ, मैं वो बताना चाहूंगा कि आप एक तो जो ये इधर से रेडीमेड जो इन्फॉर्मेशन आपको मिलती है, जो रिस्पॉन्सेज आपको मिलते हैं इंटरनेट पे अवेलेबल है, वो अनफॉर्चुनेटली चाहे वो रिकमेंडेड कैंडिडेट दे दे या कोई रिकमेंडेड ऑफिसर भी, जो ऑफिसर है जो असेसर ना हो वो भी दे दे, इसका मतलब ये नहीं होता कि आप उसको ब्लाइंडली फॉलो करें।
एग्जैक्टली।
ऐसा 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 बिल्कुल भी नहीं होता कि वो सही है, वो वेद है और बिल्कुल वो सही बोल रहे हैं, ऐसा नहीं होता। responses can be different, okay, can be different, but it should be suiting your personality, आपकी पर्सनैलिटी से मैच होना चाहिए। वो इनकोहेरेंट इनकंसिस्टेंसीज नहीं होनी चाहिए। अगर आप की एक पर्टिकुलर पर्सनैलिटी, आप एथलेटिक हैं, आप स्पोर्टी पर्सन हैं, तो अगर आप उसके अलावा एकेडमिक्स के ऊपर जानबूझ करके आप जोर दिखाना चाहते हैं और एकेडमिक्स की बातें करते हैं, आई एम जस्ट कोटिंग एन एग्जांपल, ज्यादा उसको हाईलाइट करते हैं जरूर से ज्यादा, एंड यू थिंक दैट एकेडमिक्स ज्यादा होना चाहिए, या विजा विज उल्टा, अब स्पोर्ट्स के ऊपर, आप स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन नहीं है बट यू टॉक अबाउट लॉट अबाउट स्पोर्ट्स, तो ये इनकंसिस्टेंसीज हमें और इजी कर देती हैं आपको कि भाई ये घोट करके ट्रेनी पैरेट है, इज अ पैरेट, ओके। जो अपनी इंडिविजुअलिटी सेक्रीफाइस करने के लिए रेडी हो, वो ऑफिसर कैसे बन सकता है? तो कहने का मतलब है आपको एक अच्छा गुरु चाहिए जो आपको आपके विचारों को एक नेचुरल तरीके से, आपको जो चीजें समझ में आ गई, नेचुरली समझ में आ गई विदाउट एनी रेजिस्टेंस, एंड विच इज नॉट अ इजी अफेयर, यू विल बी हैविंग लॉट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस। वो क्वेश्चंस के अगर आंसर्स अगर आपको समझ में आ गए और आपने उनको कंसीव अच्छे से कर लिया, then you will be aligning perfectly to the requirements of the organization and appearing at SSB. Now, the same thing we have been doing. We just recently started our academy, which is right in front of the FO Selection Board, Gandhinagar. It is known by SSB Mentors at Gandhinagar. People can find me through Google, and we have got a website also, ssbmentors.in. Now, what we do is, जब बच्चे यहाँ पर आते हैं तो हम लोग उसको यही बताते हैं कि जो आपके रेफरेंसेस हैं वो गलत नहीं थे, जो पेरेंट्स ने बताया था वो इट वाज सब्जेक्टेड टू सर्टेन कंडीशंस, but at the same time the other person who is sitting, who will be he should not be taken as a competitor, he should be a brother officer or whosoever, you should take him inclusive, you should be an inclusive person। उसकी भी जो पुराने जो शिक्षा है उसको मिली है, जो उसके रेफरेंसेस क्रिएट हुए हैं, दैट शुड बी रिगार्डेड एंड रिस्पेक्टेड। यू शुड नो द रीजन, दैट कुड बी अ रीजन व्हाई इज रिएक्टिंग लाइक दैट। यू शुड, आपकी ईगो शुड नॉट बी अफेक्टिंग योर रिलेशंस, राइट। हम यही उनको यहाँ से हम री इंजीनियरिंग करते हैं, रीवायरिंग करते हैं उनके दिमाग की, और देन दे कंसीव दिस नेचुरली, एंड you'll come to know, you'll surprised to know that after this, whatever kind of story or pictures they are being shown, they come out with new ideas। और एक चीज मैं एडवाइस करना चाहूंगा बच्चों को, जो मैंने बताया था कि they must गूगल द गुड थिंग्स, लाइक कैसे चीजों को सॉल्व करना है, बिकॉज nowadays the kids are not practically oriented, ओके। वो घर से बाहर नहीं निकलते हैं, फील्ड में नहीं जाते हैं, उनको उनके घर में कोई प्लम्बर काम करता है या कभी गाड़ी सर्विस कराने के लिए जाते हैं, दे डोंट विटनेस दिस, they don't know things, how things are working। So similarly in the larger front, when you are supposed to be involved on field, okay, as an officer, और ऑफिसर बनना एक बहुत अच्छी बात, बड़ी बात है। आई डोंट थिंक एनी अदर job is as good as, as respectful as becoming a defense officer. The government takes care of your entire thing, and you are the highest paid government servant, highest paid, just for the reason because when the time will come, you will not hesitate to take an extreme step in the interest of the country. So that is what I wanted to convey.
Really great, sir. And sir, you pointed out very well regarding site. And as sir mentioned that sir is readily available. So we will add that part in the description regarding sir's website. Sir is readily available just outside 3FSB Gandhinagar. Sir has got, along with sir, there are two more assessors who are striving, helping candidates. And it's been around 3 months. And sir have did really great contributing in the success of a lot of candidates. So you can check it out. Sir has also made a group out. So just join it, and whenever you need, you can reach out to us at Next Officers Group or directly to sir. We'll communicate the same thing. Sir, moving on to the few important aspects of GTO and interview, because time is running short and you have got your commitments out. So, sir, throw some highlight regarding how GTO and interview looks and what is exactly the angle they should focus on GTO and interview in general ideas.
Okay. So GT and interview is a subset of psychology. Okay. When you are talking about psychology, you are relating with the unconscious part of the brain. The subconscious part of the brain, where there's a little bit part of the unconsciousness and conscious part, it is looked after by GT, group testing. As the name suggests, it is about group dynamism, how we are performing in the group on the field. Right? Whatever the task you have been assigned, let it be a group planning exercise, let it be a group discussion, let it be with the PGT progressive group task, half group task, command task, or individual obstacles. Don't get misunderstood by the individual obstacles. Though we check your competency whether you will be able to complete the task, individual obstacle. But even if 5-6 obstacles you are able to clear and clear in without any flaws, that means that you are having a confidence. As such, you performed very well in the earlier examinations, like group planning, group discussion, lecture 8, or the half group task, and your participation, your team dynamics, your contribution to the team, taking initiative, sustaining your efforts, encouraging other people, okay, and abiding by the rules which are being told on the spot. So you can take it for granted that you'll be recommended, okay. And the next part, the interview part is being sincere to yourself, nothing else. And your body language matters a lot. So when you're sitting in front of the interviewing officer, you should not take him as again, a different person, or you are being judged by him. So you should not get, anxious, or underconfident should not come on your face. The way you are sitting there in front of him, the way you are moving your hands, going, through your out of body, there's a body frame, your hands should not move out of that. Okay, reasonably you can lift your thing, and then you should not look here and there. You should look in the eyes of the assessor who is talking to you. That otherwise it becomes offensive. And number two, it becomes that you are trying to hide something. Okay, so that should be kept in mind. Now, both the things, interview is as good as having your original ideas about a particular issue. You'll find a lot many times the good candidates are being given a controversial subject to talk about. So then you should not be diplomatic. You should have your own standing. And then when you are being asked to, he's giving a counter view of that particular statement which you are issuing him to the interviewing officer. You should abide by your understanding, your belief systems, right? It does not mean that you are offending him. But a person who is readily molding his views, he's a confused personality. You should have a foundation. You should have a foundation of your own.
Exactly, sir.
So these are the things we should be born in mind.
Very well covered. Very well covered, sir, regarding psych, GTO and interview. And one best part which I can note down here is, which every audience have noted down, that you should have your individualistic self as well somewhere, and not always diplomatic. But generally candidate feel that कि हम अपना opinion and all those things कैसे quote करें ना, कभी कभार खुद के stands भी important होते हैं. Sir has highlighted. So, sir, what is one last mool mantra for overall SSB, which you would like to highlight if they are going for their phase 2 testing?
Battery. Power off.
तो मैं क्या बोल रहा था, जैसे जो बच्चों के हाथ में है, जो उनको करना चाहिए घर पर, जो करना चाहिए कर सकते हैं आराम से, दे शुड बी कनेक्टेड विद द इंटरनेशनल अफेयर्स, व्हाट इज हैपनिंग अराउंड देम. At no point of time it should happen that वैसे भी as a responsible citizen you are supposed to know what is happening around you. है ना? जो करंट अफेयर्स सो कॉल्ड, दे आर नॉट बोरिंग. यू शुड गेट कनेक्टेड. पॉलिटिकली क्या क्या चीज चल रही है, नए लॉज जो बन रहे हैं, वो क्या बन रहे हैं. जैसे रिसेंटली द लॉ हैज कम फॉरेंसिक्स रिलेटेड, एंड दे शुड विजिट ऑल controversial subjects around which is happening. Lot of channels are there, so they and nobody is correct and nobody is wrong. But the thing is that you should be able to conceive things ki ho kya raha hai, and then based on those feedback you should be able to devise your own way of projecting things. Kya karna hai. And then at the home, what you can do is you can go for a newspaper, English newspaper. मेरा भी, मैं इंग्लिश मेरा इतना स्ट्रांग नहीं था. It becomes easy affair. It's not a big deal to grow in Air Force. You when you interact with so many things, when you talk to so many people, it becomes a smooth sailing affair for you. So what you are supposed to do at home is you are supposed to modulate your voice while talking, okay, while reading out something. एक तीर से दो शिकार हो जाएंगे. You will be able to understand the concept of the thing which you are reading out, and at the same time you have to imagine there's an audience sitting in front of you. Let it be from the left to right or right to left. Your eye movement, and then stay for a reasonable time so that you are entering in the mind of audience, and then how you are modulating your voice. That becomes सोने पे सुहागा. आपकी जो पर्सनैलिटी है वो निखर करके आएगी जब आप वहां पर कॉन्फिडेंटली अपीयर करेंगे अपने इंटरव्यू के लिए, ग्रुप डिस्कशंस के लिए, लेक्चरेट के लिए, सभी चीजों.
Exactly, sir. Very well explained and very nice tips by given by sir कि करंट अफेयर्स के साथ जुड़ना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. टू समराइज एवरीथिंग विद व्हाटएवर सर हैज कवर्ड, कि दो चीज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, दैट इज बेसिक अवेयरनेस एंड कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स. जो बेसिक अवेयरनेस लाइफ की खुद की हो सकती है एंड बाहर की दुनिया की हो सकती है. जैसे सर ने भी कहा पॉलिटिकल न्यूज के साथ आप कवर करो, और बाकी सोशल हैपनिंग्स, साइंस एंड टेक में क्या हो रहा है, इकोनॉमिक्स में क्या हो रहा है, knowing about whatever things are happening, like अगर कुछ design build up हुआ है for some any modernization is happening, so you should know the nitty-gritties of it, and thereafter also working on speaking skills. Basically sir ने भी कहा कि initial days में किसी की इतनी अच्छी नहीं होती है. When I started my preparation long back, so मेरे टाइम पे भी है ना, things were not that great with me. Eventually I worked on, then got recommended, then academy and all. And sir की लाइफ में भी वही सारी चीजें हैं which we can see, and sir is now a veteran now in the service, like after a service, and sir ने काफी अच्छे से अपने candidates को भी help करा है in getting recommended. One surprise for all the audience who are watching the thing is this video, that अगर आप कभी 3FSB मैसूर 3FSB गांधीनगर जाते हो, तो what happens is आप लोग सोचते हो कि हम तैयारी कैसे करें, लास्ट के 2 दिन सिर्फ ट्रैवलिंग में चले जाएंगे. सो जैसे सर ने कहा, सर के जो प्रीमियर अभी इंस्टीट्यूट खुली है, तो सर गिव्स 2 days कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री स्टे विच इंक्लूड्स नॉट ओनली just stay but the practice part which includes everything starting from screening, GTO and psych interview. So 2 दिन पहले आके भी आप वहां पे प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हो just at the face front of the center. जैसे कैंडिडेट्स के जो लास्ट के 2 दिन वाले जो प्रैक्टिस रहती है, which significantly helps, and personally that is a very beneficial thing for all the candidates. हमारे टाइम पे तो ये नहीं था, अब सर ने ये चीज किया है, तो that is really great thing. Hats off to sir and the search team for this thing. And हमने काफी अच्छे से कवर करा है ऑल द व्यूअर्स. अगर जिन्होंने पहले के 2 सेशन नहीं कवर करे तो आई वुड रेकमेंड कि उन सबको कवर करो, क्योंकि सर ने उसमें काफी अच्छे से सर्विस लाइफ के बारे में, एरोनॉटिकल इंजीनियरिंग, इलेक्ट्रिकल के बारे में, thereafter sir has covered regarding the mindset, personality, also screening in general, and particularly the discussion narration part in particular. Thereafter sir covered everything of psych, GTO interview, and also the overall tip जनरली जो सर के लाइफ से हमने सीखा कि सर कमिंग फ्रॉम अ सिविलियन बैकग्राउंड, देन डूइंग रियली एक्सेप्शनली ग्रेट इन सर्विस, एंड फाइनली अगेन हेल्पिंग आउट कैंडिडेट इज अ जर्नी वर्थ रिमेंबरिंग. Thank you so much, sir, from the bottom of our heart, from the whole next officers community and all defense fraternity group, that you gave your auspicious time helping out candidates here in this show. And I wish that wish you all the very best for all the endeavors in the future. Thanks, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Pallab, before we end this, let
Yes,
me directly in front of candidates. There are various courses which we offer. That is all listed on our website, online and offline. All types of, for all kind of candidates, caliber wise, जिनको ज़्यादा समय चाहिए, उनके लिए ज़्यादा समय है, lot
yes,
of practice. And we are aware about the recent trends in the selection because we just got retired recently. Group
yes,
Captain Baiki is the interviewing officer, and Wing Commander Rohit Saran is a fighter pilot who was a GTO. So these are the things, facilities which we are offering for our students is when they are getting trained and assessed, by us with a lot of one-to-one mentoring. We don't invite so many people, so many candidates together. We've got very limited number of seats just to ensure that one-to-one feedback system and performance monitoring is continuing. So those candidates which we give complimentary is either he is a online candidate or who's doing an offline course with us. He can, before anywhere, wherever he goes, SSB, like Air Force Selection Board, or for that matter, Army or Navy. So he can plan his journey in such a way that en route for 2 days he can spend here. A quality time wherein it's a kind of brush up for him, and he can do entire set of practice here. Okay, that's a complimentary for us, our students. And even for those, I will not say no to those people who are just requesting me at my door that tomorrow is my, or day after tomorrow, I need to go to Gandhinagar. I do appear, I want to set practice here. So they are also most welcome. Right?
yes, sir. Very well explained and nicely told that ये चीज हम ध्यान रख सकते कैंडिडेट्स की अगर कोई प्लान आउट कर रहे हैं अपने एसएसबी की जर्नी तो गांधीनगर होके भी जा सकते हैं एंड इवेंचुअली सर एंड सर्च टीम विच इंक्लूड्स एक्स एसएसआर जीटीओ इंटरव्यूइंग ऑफिसर एंड जिनसे हम आगे कुछ दिनों में हम वार्तालाप करेंगे और उनसे भी जानेंगे उनकी राय तो very nicely covered, sir. Thank you again from the bottom of our heart that you gave your valuable time with us, sharing all the insightful things from the horse's mouth directly and conveying the best regards to all the candidates out here, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks a lot, Pallab, and wish you all the very best to all the candidates. Do well, make it a aim and kill it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Really great, sir.